Lazy husband turns homicidal after wife loses over 100 pounds. That's why me and a lot of people have probably mentioned online. Listen, man, when it comes to dating or even marriage, you guys gotta have at least a similar type of lifestyle. Now, I want to go to the gym for the rest of my life, right? Like, if I have issues with getting lean for the summer at the age of 50, and my testosterone, what am I saying? And my testosterone is tanked, I would get TRT prescribed with a doctor, right, and all of that stuff, right? Like, I love fitness, and I would want a girl that I would date to be semi-active at least with me, like go hiking. She doesn't have to be a gym girl, but I would prefer that. But this and finances and politics is one of the main reasons why a lot of people get divorced or end their relationships.
Today, I will analyze the case of Lindsay and Jason Lee. First, I'll look at the background of this case, move to the timeline of the crime, then offer my analysis.
Crime.
Lindsay Nicole Lee was born on September 19,
Insane crime.
1985,
Tragedy.
in Searcy, Arkansas. Her father, Stephen, was in the military, so the family moved around quite a bit. They moved to California in 1987 and to Germany in 1994. Growing up, Lindsay consumed excessive quantities of food and gained a substantial amount of weight. This is a problem that persisted for many years. By 2003, the family lived in South Carolina, and Lindsay found work at a bank. In 2008, a locksmith named Jason Don Lee visited the bank to work on the vault and met Lindsay in the process. They became romantically involved, and on September 25, 2010, they married. The couple lived together in a 1,600 square foot 3-bedroom house on Haleywood Lane in West Columbia, South Carolina. In 2011, Lindsay started working as an IT specialist for the Lexington County Sheriff's Department. She continued to gain weight during her time there. By 2014, she was described as very large. Her husband, Jason, was also
Described as very large. Just say morbidly obese, man. It's a medical term. We're not saying this to offend anybody. People should work on themselves,
pretty heavy. He decided to go to a gym to lose the excess weight.
Cool.
He really enjoyed the gym and encouraged
Nice.
Lindsay to accompany him.
Based.
In early 2015, she agreed. Lindsay wasn't too enthusiastic at first, but fell in love with exercise. It
Nice.
made her feel good about herself, and she was excited about the possibility of losing weight. Not long after this, both Lindsay and Jason started studying judo in addition to their regular exercise.
Nice.
By March 2016,
Holy shit.
Lindsay had lost over 100
She
pounds.
looks like she's like 5 years younger now.
She was in great physical condition,
Holy shit.
competed in judo tournaments, and had adopted an attitude focused on
Competed
fitness.
in tournaments?
The transformation she obtained
Yo,
was
this
so
is motivating me. Like, at what age did she start judo? Like, they were already like middle-aged adults, right? This is motivating me to go to a kickbox or something.
dramatic.
Well, I'll still go to the gym.
Jim even featured her in a before-after advertisement. As Lindsay continued to have success, Jason was losing interest in the vigorous exercise lifestyle.
Yeah,
He stopped
insecurity.
going to the gym altogether.
Yeah.
This wasn't the only interest the couple no longer shared. There was also a disconnect about having children. When they
Oh.
married, they planned on having children, but now Lindsay rejected the idea. In April 2016,
She
Lindsay
just felt being alive for the first time ever, man. Like, not being able to like walk for like a few miles, run a mile, to now being able to hike, maybe run up the hill for a certain time and speed. Yeah, now she feels how it is to actually live, not to just be alive, And that stuff you gotta experience. Well, that stuff you have to be able to experience as long as possible throughout your life, even if you're 70. Okay, when I go hiking with my friends, I see 70-year-olds that go hiking every morning, and they're faster than me. And I'm 24. Okay, they're younger than me physically when it comes to hiking. So I get it.
told Jason their marriage was over, and the couple separated. Jason moved into an apartment on Grandview Avenue in Simpsonville, which is 88 miles northwest of West Columbia. He started a new job and found a new lover. Lindsay continued living in the house in West Columbia. Jason told her that she could have the house. When she heard this, Lindsay decided to sell it. In a desperate effort to win her back, Jason ran up $5,000 in debt to remodel Lindsay's bathroom to
Wait,
facilitate the
win her back? Why? Why win her back? Didn't he find a new lover?
sale. Not surprisingly, this plumbing-powered plea for permanence pancaked, and Lindsay prioritized personal progress over partnership. Now moving to the timeline of the crime. On Tuesday, March 14, 2017, just 5 weeks before the divorce between Lindsay and Jason Lee was scheduled to be finalized, Lindsay failed to show up to work at the sheriff's department. They sent a deputy to check on her. Upon arrival, he noticed that the back door of Lindsay's house was ajar and had sustained damage. He called for another deputy, and they entered the residence together at about 10 a.m. Near the front door, they found groceries on the floor. In the bathroom, they heard water running. After pulling back the shower curtain, they saw 31-year-old Lindsay dead in the bathtub. An autopsy revealed that she died from blood loss due to her throat being cut, but she had also been strangled.
Oh.
During the investigation, the police figured out that Lindsay had been killed on Monday, March 13, 2017.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? A lot of people can hide their true selves from you as long as you maintain a certain persona, look, personality, political beliefs, and so on, up until you change, and then you change with good intentions, fitness, and stuff, and then you guys aren't, don't work together as much. Well, okay, sure, but then they show their evil, psychotic side. It's so fucking scary that's why I never trust anybody in my life. I mean, the people I trust the most in my life are my parents, but there's no one person that I trust 100%. Because what if I become very successful in life, or very poor in life, or something related to what she did, and then people, maybe my girlfriend, I don't have one, but in the future, or my parents, or my friends, or my relatives, and so on, right? They start changing in weird ways that might be threatening, life-threatening to me. Yeah, fuck that.
The day before her body was discovered, she had been ambushed as she entered her front door at about 8:30 p.m. The obvious suspect in the murder was Lindsay's estranged husband, Jason Lee. The police went to talk to him. Here is the story that he provided. On Monday evening, his foot was hurting because he injured it at work. Jason took pain medication, watched television, and went to sleep. When he woke up on Tuesday, he discovered that his car was missing. It was a blue Kia Rio. Jason was behind on the payments, so he assumed his vehicle had been repossessed. The police found Jason's car in a Walmart parking lot not far from his apartment. Someone had parked the vehicle there at 5:17 a.m. on Tuesday, less than 5 hours before Lindsay's body was discovered. The person who left it there could be seen walking through several parking lots in the direction of Jason's apartment. A short time later, Jason could be seen driving his work van to the Walmart and parking right next to the Kia Rio. 4 minutes later, he drove the van closer to the front entrance of Walmart, entered the store, purchased several items, and left. Jason Lee was arrested on March 17, 2017. On November 22, 2019, he was found guilty of murder and first-degree burglary.
But why?
His sentence
Why
was a
did
term
he
of life
do
in
it?
prison without the possibility of parole. Now moving
Nice.
to my analysis. Jason Lee maintains his innocence. At his sentencing, he said to the judge, quote, "I am innocent and I did not kill Lindsay Lee.
Okay.
I will be appealing my case, and I don't care if it takes 20 years. I will prove my innocence," unquote. Fortunately for Jason, he received a life sentence, so the required 20 years will be readily available to him. The state, of course, disagrees with Jason's proclamation of innocence. They argue the evidence points squarely at him as Lindsay's killer. This brings me to the question, is Jason Lee guilty of murder? Let's take a look at the evidence both for and against the idea that he is guilty, starting with the inculpatory factors. Lindsay romantically rejected Jason and disregarded his bathroom remodeling facilitated reconciliation attempt. She was done with him, and Jason knew...
Yeah, listen, man. She became fit. She became way more attractive. Her doors got open for way more attractive guys. It's the dark shit nobody likes to talk about. When you become more attractive, and you outperform attractive-wise, your partner now and you start seeing all of these more attractive guys or girls opening up to you, having a chance to fucking fuck with them or be in a serious relationship with them, suddenly your reality starts shifting, your body positivity starts shifting, you know what I mean? And it's a dark stuff, it's a dark place that a lot of people don't really like to talk about, but it is the truth. So please work on yourself, your health, and your looks. Even if it's for vanity reasons, I don't care. Just don't ruin your health over it. Don't destroy yourself with peptides.
They would never be together again. Jason was upset that Lindsay was going to receive $30,000 to $50,000 for the sale of her house, even though Jason told her she could keep the house. At the time of the murder, Jason was experiencing severe financial problems. For example, he was being evicted from his apartment, he was behind on car payments, the credit limit on his credit card had been exceeded, his checking account contained only $100, and he owed Lindsay $1,300 and only had about 2 weeks to pay it. He allegedly told a coworker that Lindsay was going to put him in jail if he failed to pay. When Lindsay died, she and Jason were still technically married. The divorce was not going to be finalized for about 5 weeks. This meant that Jason would get the house and the rest of Lindsay's assets. It appears as though Jason was aware of this.
Bro, she was nice. She wanted to help him out, not just, fuck him over.
Lindsay's body was found.
At least that's what it seems like.
That his financial issues were over, and he was going to get the house. The murder of Lindsay was brutal, as if the killer was driven by intense feelings of rage. Nothing was stolen from Lindsay's house. Lindsay's jacket, which she was wearing the last time she was seen, was found in her washing machine. It was still wet, and her wallet was in the pocket. If a stranger had killed her, why would they clean her jacket, and why didn't they steal the wallet? When Jason was confronted by the police after the murder, he lied about what happened to his Kia Rio, saying it had been stolen. In reality, he had driven the vehicle to a Walmart and left it there. Investigators noticed that Jason had several scratches on his face. He told his coworkers the scratches were caused by his cat, but he told the police he cut himself shaving. The police examined electronic evidence and discovered that, for about 12 hours around the time of the murder, Jason's cell phone had been deactivated, and he was not wearing his Fitbit. This was a substantial deviation from his typical pattern. Jason regularly used his phone.
Listen, man. Financing car. What else? A Fitbit. A cat. Bro, you had no money and you were spending all of this money on all of this shit. You don't need a Fitbit. Okay, buy a cheap used car for a few $1,000s. What the fuck?
He wore his Fitbit pretty much all the time, even when he was sleeping. There had never been a 12-hour gap in his entire history of owning the Fitbit. Jason deleted his internet browsing history from his phone. The police were able to recover his searches anyway. He searched for defense attorneys, the listing of Lindsay's house, and information about her murder. Marijuana was found in Lindsay's vehicle, which was parked in her driveway. Jason's DNA was on the back. This makes it seem like Jason planted the marijuana. 3 pieces of blue latex glove were found just inside the front door of Lindsay's house. The pieces contained her DNA, as well as Jason's. In Jason's apartment, the police found a backpack containing a package of blue latex gloves. The gloves were consistent with the pieces of glove.
Maybe both of them consumed marijuana frequently, especially, her because of fitness and because of, relaxing and, optimizing rest. I don't know.
Recovered from Lindsay's house. Now moving to the exculpatory factors. There were no witnesses to the murder and no video. Jason had once lived in Lindsay's house, so it stands to reason that his DNA would have been on various items in the house, including the pieces of the latex glove. It's possible that an intruder killed Lindsay. For instance, there was forced entry into her house. Jason may have had a key to the house, and he was a locksmith. There was no need for him to break anything to make entry. As I mentioned, the killer had placed Lindsay's jacket in her washing machine. Jason's DNA was not found on the washing machine controls. When considering all the evidence in this case, do I believe that Jason Lee is guilty? Yes. In my opinion, he is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. What do I think happened in this case? This is
Mostly
just a
because of the sus behavior, man. Mostly because of the sus behavior with the cameras and lying about the scratch marks on his face.
theory, my opinion. At the beginning of their marriage, Jason and Lindsay were both described as impulsive, lazy, messy, disorganized, and unmotivated. The house they shared was a mess, and their spending habits were atrocious. They
We can
accepted
see
the fact
that.
that they were overweight and had no plans of addressing that issue. During their marriage, Jason's weight was fairly stable, but Lindsay gained a substantial amount of weight. Jason was frustrated by the situation and decided to go to a gym. He wanted Lindsay to join him, which she eventually did. At first, Jason was thrilled that Lindsay not only went to the gym, but she loved exercising. Indirectly, Jason's dissatisfaction with Lindsay's weight caused a problem for him. As Lindsay became more physically fit,
Holy shit,
she
look
viewed
at that.
herself as more
Maybe she's taking something now to be very lean. I don't know. More, maybe she is very lean. Just very active and very low calories.
than Jason. They were now mismatched, and all of a sudden, Lindsay had a lot of romantic interest from other men. This was something new for her.
What I
It
said.
had never happened at any point during her
Yup,
life.
the dark
The
reality.
attention was intoxicating, like a drug, and Lindsay could not let it go. Jason was concerned about this
Yo,
and
this
was
picture
worried
is super creepy. Stop showing this picture, please.
that Lindsay was being unfaithful.
Ugh.
When Jason gave up on going to the gym, the disparity between he and his wife grew even more. She had become industrious, hardworking, laser-focused, and determined. There was no longer room for someone lazy like Jason in her life. She
Yeah.
dropped over 100 pounds. Why not drop a couple hundred more?
So, you see, people, please never end up with a lazy, undisciplined. You don't need motivational. Motivation is going to take you to some place, but not where you want to go to, or maybe even further away than that. You need discipline, okay? Sometimes you won't have results, but you gotta persevere and experiment and try and not give up. If everybody had Jason's fucking mentality about laziness and just giving up and being okay with it, humanity wouldn't have come to this point. You know what I mean?
The rejection that Lindsay delivered to Jason was
It's
brutal.
also just ugly. Like if a girl just tells me, "Yeah, I don't care about X, Y, Z, and I just don't take care of myself, and I know I have bad spending habits, so I don't care." Nah, you're just a woman child. Just bye. Don't
And he
don't
may
don't
have
look at
viewed
me.
it as condescending. Even so,
Most of the time, a lot of those even people smell. So, yeah, lazy to shower as well.
Jason wanted to reconcile with Lindsay. He even told her that she could keep the house, and he remodeled her bathroom to increase the sale value. This was a tactic to win her back, but his effort was unsuccessful. When Jason realized that a reconciliation would never happen, he took stock of his situation and was not happy about what he discovered. Lindsay would soon have tens of thousands of dollars coming her way from the sale of the house, whereas Jason was financially destitute. Furthermore, he had lost the love of his life. With the finalization of the divorce just 5 weeks away, Jason decided that homicide would solve his problems. It would grant him revenge against Lindsay for rejecting him, and
Yo,
he-
these fucking disgusting ass people. They of course you're gonna be a mentally ill psychopath if you're the type of guy or girl who just never takes care of themselves, are okay with ruining their lives, and just as long as you have a partner that's ruining their life together with you, so you don't feel bad about yourself, then it's okay. But the second that person starts changing their life for the better, you're like, oh no, now I'm a mess. I'm a mess, but I'm a mess by myself. So I can't justify being like this. So I gotta make it worse for the other person.
would inherit her assets. Jason carried out the murder with the intention of escaping responsibility, but the laziness and impulsivity, which had plagued him for so many years, caught up with him. He left
Yep.
too much evidence behind, making it comically obvious that he was Lindsay's killer.
We're just an
Now, moving
idiot.
to my final thoughts. In the world of romance, including marriage, people often stay together for years through many major life changes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, however, the changes create a perceived disparity between the couple. For
Of course.
example, one of them becoming wealthy, earning a college degree, or becoming physically fit. Some people view marriage through the lens of economics. That is, They want to ensure the partner they have is the best partner they could get. Based
Me personally, I don't care if my potential future woman that I'll spend the rest of my life with, I don't care if she's rich, she's poor, as long as she doesn't do corn stuff, I don't care. I don't care if she even cooks and cleans. I don't give a shit about traditional stuff, okay? I just want her to be attractive, keep up with her looks, not overspend like crazy, obviously. Be reasonable with her finances, be responsible, obviously, with mine as well. And keep up with her looks and health, be active, and just be faithful and honest. That's it. That's about it. I can cook and clean. I don't care. If I have money, I'll pay people to clean for me, I guess, like twice a week or something, right? If she doesn't know how to count calories, she is not going to be cooking for me, man, okay?
on their own value. They want their partner to be on the same level as them when it
I
comes
don't
to
care.
attractiveness and desirability.
I would like for her to be as attractive as me or way more attractive, obviously. I'll try my best, but I need a hair transplant. Actually, I need a like full bodily makeover. Like my face is botched up. But I'm not gonna change my face, man. Somebody in the comments on my second channel a few days ago, actually it was today, earlier today, told me that I look like Osama bin Laden. Yeah. Kinda, yeah, and never
When a
mind.
disparity is created by one spouse making a significant
Kinda made me
and
upset,
positive
and I
change,
also laughed
the
because it
marriage
was
may
ridiculous.
be reevaluated. I think that is what may have happened in the case of Jason and Lindsay Lee. Lindsay did not just lose weight, she lost the shared identity that helped preserve her marriage.
Yep,
As she
that's what I
became
was
lighter,
saying.
the marriage became heavier. The
Yep.
lesson learned in this case is that all
The
changes
marriage became heavier. Nice.
made by a spouse can threaten a marriage, not just the negative ones. Sometimes what people interpret as stability is really just laziness.
Yeah, anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comments. Subscribe. Make sure to like his video and tell me what you think in the comments. And be open and reasonable with your expectations, okay? If you keep changing, start talking with your partner, okay? If you want them to, keep up with you as well. Anyway, that's about it. Tell me what you think and have a nice day.